A very good evening and welcome to this Sunday's edition of News First Weekend, coming to you live from our News First studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Elephants on highways. One person killed in a wild elephant attack. Derailment on the coastal line brings railway services to a standstill. Former President's opinion on opposition's May Day preparations. Practice motorcycle race ends in tragic accident in Nuwara. Rangana Herath retires from ODI and T20 international cricket.
And now the stories in detail. Several wild elephant attacks, one fatal, were reported from parts of the island today.
It has become common today for people to encounter wild elephants. This pachyderm was seen on the Dambulla Bakamuna main road last night near the 11th mile post. Traffic flow was obstructed on the Dambulla, Habarana, Digampanava road last afternoon due to the presence of wild elephants. Meanwhile, a man was killed in a wild elephant attack in Nellikulama, Anuradhapura last evening. Two men had been riding a motorcycle when the elephant attacked them. The deceased is a 45-year-old father of two.
The elephant was in our yard and it chased us. We ran for our lives. The two men travelling behind us were chased down by the beast. The roads are dark because there are no lights and the jungle has grown around it.
The other rider on the motorcycle was seriously injured and has been admitted to the Anuradhapura teaching hospital.
Elephants encroach on this village and have killed another person recently. About 3 or 4 people have been killed by elephants and we live in fear. We do not know when or where they will strike. There are many shortcomings with the elephant fence. We have appealed to the wildlife department as well, but no steps have been taken.
Meanwhile, a pregnant woman and her husband were attacked by a wild elephant in Muriyakulama, Puttlam. The couple had been travelling by motorcycle to visit a relative when they were attacked last evening. Both husband and wife were injured in the incident and have been admitted to the Puttlam General Hospital.
A demonstration was held in Sampur today against the proposed Sampur coal-fired thermal power plant, which many say will be more harmful than beneficial for the country and the people.
The demonstration was organised by the Trincomalee Green organisation. Farmers, fishermen and residents of surrounding areas participated in the demonstration. The politicians in the good governance regime should be aware of this and ensure that their government does not become an obstacle to people's livelihoods. With the people of Sampur, I believe that they will rescue the area from destruction and provide us with an alternative. Look at Norachale today. You cannot live there. They say they will build another thermal power plant in our area, Sampur. We were displaced in 2006. We have been resettled after 10 years. If this thermal power plant is built in Sampur, there will be several problems for the fisheries industry. There will be no water to drink. Disease will spread. We will not be able to raise livestock. If this continues, we will not be able to live here. Tamil National Alliance Councillor of the Eastern Provincial Council, K. Nageshwaran, also participated in the demonstration. The government must listen to the voices of the people. The political leadership must represent the views of the people. They must swiftly make changes to the plans for this thermal power plant. We have no problems with other projects or investments in the area. Even if it is being undertaken by India, we do not have a problem. We believe that this thermal power plant, which will destroy people's lives, which will destroy the future of this area and traditional industries, must be stopped. The CEB branch of the Jatika Sevaka Sangamaya is also opposed to the construction of a coal power plant in Sampur. There are hints that the proposed power plant in Sampur will go beyond the Norachale power plant. There are problems with the agreements that have been signed. Who will be held accountable for the losses that are incurred and the damage to the CEB's reputation? We say clearly, even before it is built, that the Sampur power plant will be another major death trap in the country.
තාමත්ම පැහැදිලි සාම්පූර් බලාගාරේ පටන් ගන්න කලින් කියනවා මේ රටට තවත් දැවැන්ත මරාලයක් බවට පත් වෙලා.
In English language, we can use paper quoting Environment Ministry sources reported today that the government will hold discussions with India and Japan to convert the proposed coal-fired power plant in Sampur from coal to liquefied natural gas.
When contacted by Newsfirst, the Secretary of the Ministry of Power and Renewable Energy, Dr. Suren Bhattagoda, refuted these reports. Opposition leader R. Sambandhan has also commented on the controversial project on several prior occasions. When the Norcholoi power plant was being built, the people there also protested against it, but the plant is now running without any problems. However, a statement made by Sambandhan in Jaffna today indicates that the opposition leader has changed his mind. The people of Sampur say that if the thermal power plant is built here, it will cause serious problems for them. No one can say that there is no truth to that statement. There is some truth to it. We are studying it at the moment. We are speaking to the government of Sri Lanka and India regarding this. Even the opposition leader's opinion is indirect. At times he says the power plant is needed and at times he says it must be stopped. This could be included in ETCA as well, and they will bend it as they please for their political needs. We wonder whether it could be for the political wants of India. Without violating the mandate granted by the people, the government and those cooperating with the government must immediately affirm the people's rights over Sampur, grant land rights to people who are deprived of their land ownership in Sampur, and build a power plant that is beneficial to the people of the country. It is the government's responsibility to stop this Sampur power plant, which is being done for the will of India, suppressing even politicians in the north.
A derailment on the coastal line has brought railway operations on the line to a standstill.
The train plying from Mathura to Galle had derailed near the Wakpalla level crossing this evening. The derailment had caused extensive damage to the signal system in the area and to the railway track.
We are now joined by Newsfirst Channel Pereira, who is at the location for the latest.
Yes, Arundhati. I'm here at the Galle station where just today a train which had left the station had derailed at 2:10 p.m. this afternoon. Now, as far as the damages go, the light systems and the railway lines of the station are currently damaged. However, the railway control room believes that they will be able to restore all facilities and services by 12 midnight. Additional transport is given to civilians who were affected by the hampering of these railway services from Mathura to Galle. Signing off from the Galle station, rather, I'm Shana Pereira. Over to you, Arundhati.
Well, thank you, Shonil, for that update. In other local stories, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe visited the chief prelates of the Malwatha and Askiri chapters today and received their blessings.
Upon his arrival in Kandy this morning, the Prime Minister visited the Chief Prelate of the Askiri chapter, the Most Venerable Varakagoda Sri Gnanaratana Thera, and received his blessings. The Prime Minister then visited the Chief Prelate of the Malwatha chapter, the Most Venerable Tibutuwave Sri Sumangala Thera.
අපි හැම එක්කෙනාටම අපි සුව ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරලා මේ අවුරුද්ද ඔක්කොම වැඩ කටයුතු කරන්න. සර් මේ අවුරුද්දේ බඩු ගන්නවට වඩා උගස් පුරවල මිනිස්සු ජනතාව වෙන්නේ කියලා හිතපු ජනාධිපතිතුමා. ඒකේ යාගෙන් ගණන් කරන්නේ යාගෙන් අහන්න කියලා.
Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that if mistakes were made during his regime, they must be looked into.
The former head of state made these remarks during an event held to mark the dawn of the new year in Kurunegala.
I very clearly told this government to continue with the work we had done, and if there were any mistakes, that they should look into it, and I would not have a problem with it. If we stop the work that is underway, it is very difficult to recommence it. From the 15th of May, the VAT tax will be 15%. We did not impose VAT on some types of medication. We did not impose VAT on things like water and telephone services. Now a 15% VAT will be imposed on these goods and services. It will be added to the electricity tariff as well. It is the people that must bear these costs. We pray that this situation will change for the good of our children.
Former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga expressed these views on the joint opposition while attending a function in Nitambur today.
Sri Lanka Indahas Pakshai.
The SLFP and the UPFA will attend the May Day rally. As the SLFP, we will organize a rally on a massive scale together with the UPFA. That is all. I don't know. What is it? I have not heard of it. There are over 60 parties in Sri Lanka, and I don't know whether they are joint or not. We are in our party. That is the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The former president expressed these views while attending a celebratory event that was held at the Sangabodhi Vidyalaya in Nitambur today to mark the late Sirimao Bandaranaike's 100th birthday.
Opposition leader R. Sambandhan spoke critically of a project to build 65,000 houses in the north at a media briefing held in Jaffna today.
I do not think this is suitable for our people. Our people traditionally live in houses constructed with stone and sand. This is something that goes hand in hand with the culture. Houses such as this, which can be simply fitted together, were never built in this country. During the time of former President R. Premadasa, many houses were constructed, but none of those schemes had houses that can be simply fitted together like these houses. Why is it that these houses are only being constructed in Jaffna? Furthermore, the cost of these houses is 2 times as much as the cost of building a normal house.
Taking a look at another one of our headline-making stories, 6 people sustained injuries as a result of an accident that took place during a motorbike practice race in Nuwara.
The accident took place opposite the main gate of the Victoria Park in Udupusalawa in Nuwara. The motorbike veered off the road and slid towards the onlookers. 6 people were injured in the incident. 5 of them were admitted to the Nuwara base hospital. The injured include a police officer and 4 people from the same family. The police stated that one of the injured, who is in serious condition, is receiving treatment at the intensive care unit of the Kandy General Hospital.
An accident in the Madurwal area in Angruwal claimed the lives of 2 children and injured another 5.
The police stated that the collision between a 3-wheeler and a lorry killed a 1.5-year-old toddler and a 4-month-old infant. The victims were residents of Suwarapola, Piliyandala. The driver of the lorry has also been injured and is receiving treatment at the Horana Base Hospital along with the other injured.
Those who left the capital for the New Year holiday have been returning this weekend ahead of the work week. We looked into how transport services have been arranged for them.
Many who are preparing to commence work tomorrow after having spent the New Year holiday away from the city were seen returning to main bus stops today.
I'm currently at the Anuradhapura railway station. What you can see behind me are people who are awaiting trains to return to their hometowns.
The Deputy Minister of Transport, Ashoka Besinga, said yesterday the Sri Lanka Transport Board, along with the private bus services and railway stations, have made special arrangements to provide transport to people returning to cities today.
We could see long queues of people lining up at the Goodshed bus stop in Kandy and other bus stops around the town due to the shortage of buses.
There needs to be enough buses. How long can he stand in queues? The minister added that 1,300 temporary licenses were given out with an additional 2,000 bus services for the convenience of those who are returning to the capital. This is the Colombo Fort railway station. We witnessed the manner in which people who visited their hometowns during the festive season returning back to Colombo.
Several special railway services are in operation today. They are operating from Maradana to Galle and Galle to Mathura. It will be in operation throughout the day. The service is also extended from Maradana to Mathura. Additionally, a special train to Colombo Fort will leave Jaffna at 8 p.m. today. Special train services will also be in operation from the 18th to the 21st. We also have made arrangements for a special train service from Colombo to Kandy.
Up next is our investigative journalism segment, Action TV.
On the 23rd of October 2011, Action TV carried an exposé highlighting the fact that Western Province health authorities, who had taken over administration of the New Chattel Hospital, which serves not only the people of the New Chattel estate in Anguruatota, but also residents of many villages in the Bandaragama Horana administrative division, were operating hospital services at a house which lacks space and sanitary facilities in an extremely haphazard manner. After taking over administration of the New Chattel Hospital, the Western Province Health Department should have prioritised the renovation of the 87-year-old roof of the hospital, which was built by the British. The department, which completely neglected not only the roof of the building but the building itself, reducing it to ruins within 4 years, prepared to renovate the New Chattel Hospital 25 days after the Action TV exposé in 2011. The renovation of the hospital took only 8 months. However, it has not been declared open yet. Now the jungle is encroaching on the new building. The renovated building is also at risk of declining because the Western Provincial Council did not have the financial ability to secure equipment for the hospital or to recruit staff for the hospital. 3 years after the initial renovation, the Health Minister declared the hospital open once again after the shortcomings were addressed almost miraculously shortly after the date of the general election was announced. 9 months later, patients visiting the hospital had this to say to Action TV. There are 2 doctors and 1 labourer, and it is the labourer that dispenses medication. It would be of great assistance to the people here if in-house treatment facilities are arranged, so patients can be brought here, especially in the flood season. Can people be cured of their illnesses by simply looking at equipment worth tens of millions of rupees in a hospital that has no staff? Western Province Minister of Health, over to you.
Moving on to sports news now. Rangana Herat, the premier Sri Lankan left-arm spinner, has decided to retire from ODI and T20 international cricket. Now, 38-year-old Herat, the most senior spin bowler in the national team, made his test debut in the year 1999 and has represented Sri Lanka in ODI cricket since 2004. He has picked up 74 wickets in 71 ODI games and 18 wickets in 17 T20 international matches for Sri Lanka. Speaking to Sports First, Herat said he had decided to retire from ODI and T20 international cricket and had informed Sri Lanka cricket of his decision. SLC Secretary Mohandi Silva said SLC has accepted Herat's request to retire from ODI and T20 international cricket. He will continue to represent Sri Lanka in Test cricket. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka fast bowler Lasith Malinga has been ruled out of the IPL after the Mumbai Indians medical team deemed him unfit for at least another 4 months. And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Weekend Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Arundhati Mudan Nayaka. Have a great week ahead of you. Good night.